We've come to a city called Xela, otherwise known as Quetzaltenango, in the far west of Guatemala. We arrived late yesterday afternoon, so we're just coming out this morning to have a little look around the city. We're going to be here for 3 or 4 weeks. We've actually signed up to a local Spanish school to improve our Spanish. We're in the highlands of Guatemala here. The city's at over 2,300 meters. You can see volcanoes rising up around the city. This is the central plaza in the middle of Xela with the church on the other side there. The Spanish school's just up here on the left. Population here is quite mixed. Just over half is kind of mixed Spanish and indigenous people, and just under half are indigenous people. So there's 3 languages spoken here, Spanish and 2 indigenous languages. I really love the clothes that the indigenous women wear. Really bright and colourful and handmade. We've got a great kitchen in our Airbnb, so we just need to stock up on a few ingredients. No meal in Guatemala is complete without tortillas. It is the staple here. We're going to get 50 peas worth, which will get us a big stack. Head home for a spot of lunch. It's our first day of Spanish school today. It's in this grand old building just off the central plaza. We've signed up for 4 hours of lessons every day in the mornings. We've been relocated to this alternative location just a few minutes away. This is where our lessons will be based for the next few weeks. Perhaps a dozen or so other students here. The school run lots of activities in the afternoons. Today we're getting a bus to a local town. This town's called Salcaja, and it's known for its textiles. These dresses are all made by hand, and they can take months to make, up to 6 months in some cases. They're quite expensive as well. They can cost anything from a few £100 to a couple of £1,000. The school's arranged a trip for us this afternoon to visit these hot springs. It's a bit overcast actually. It has been raining this morning, but it's holding off at the moment. Actually, the trees just look so cool in the mist. The water's super hot, naturally heated from the geothermal activity around here. It's a nice view from the top too. You can just see the sun setting. Really gorgeous. We've just completed our first week of school. And today's activity is a hike up here, just on the outskirts of the city. First week was a little taxing on the little grey cells, so it's nice to be out and doing something active today. We're hiking to some saunas at the top of this mountain. To be honest, I'm not quite sure what to expect, but we'll see. It's a very pretty walk anyway. It's nice meeting the other students from the school as well. They're mostly Europeans or North Americans. It's such a gorgeous day today as well. We have had fairly mixed weather. I mean, it's much cooler up here because of the altitude. It's also been a bit rainy the last few days. It's nice to have a bit of sun today. Oh, this is a pretty field. Farmers growing flowers. And you can see Xela in the background. Farmers hard at work today. This part of Guatemala is known for its fruit and vegetables. The soil is obviously very fertile because of all the volcanic activity around here. And the fruit and veg from this region is exported to the rest of the country.
Hello.
So this farmhouse is where the sauna is, apparently. So I've just been in the sauna. Definitely was hot. A little on the claustrophobic side as well, though. My skin feels nice and soft now, though. Come to another town close to Xela this afternoon with the school. This town's known for its pretty brightly coloured church. But also I think there's a festival going on later, so we'll see. There's lots of these food stalls setting up, perhaps in anticipation of the festival later. Ben's interested in trying these pupusas. They're stuffed with cheese and topped with a kind of spicy cabbage and sauce. I'm just going to have a little wander around the town.
No sé dónde vamos, pero vamos.
Well, the balloons are going up. We're just wandering back down to the main square again. Apparently this festival is in honour of St. Andrew the Apostle, or San Andres as he's known. There's a real fusion of cultures here. You can see it in the architecture of the churches, where there's the marriage of Christian iconography with indigenous beliefs. And of course you can see it in these costumes here too. Everyone's dressed up in their very best clothes. I've seen these types of shrines in festivals in Spain as well. It's been very interesting seeing this. I think we're heading back now. I suspect it might go on for quite a while yet. It's the weekend again, and today we've come out by ourselves to hike Volcan Santa Maria. At least we're going to hike halfway up to a lookout point. Flora is joining us on the hike today. We just met her at the start of the hike and she was keen not to hike by herself. I don't think it's all that dangerous, but you just never know, do you? We're just walking up through farmland. It's another gorgeous day today. Really warm and sunny. Farmers are out working in their field. You can walk right to the summit of this volcano, but it's just shy of 4,000 metres. We were a bit worried about getting altitude sickness. Plus, the views from this lookout point are supposed to be amazing. We're just coming up to the lookout point here. This volcano had a huge eruption in 1902. Apparently it was one of the largest in the 20th century. It lasted for 2 days. I think around 6,000 people died, although a lot of the bodies were never recovered, so nobody's quite sure. In any case, it created this smaller volcano in front of us, which is also called Santa Maria. As you can see, this one is still active. Emits plumes of smoke on a regular basis.
Oh, I can hear that one.
Hizo más ruido.
Wow, it is so amazing to see this. We were sat here for about half an hour waiting, and then it erupted, and then again this one just 5 minutes later. I can see why the ground is covered in volcanic ash. Plants are covered in ash too. This eruption is certainly bigger and louder than the first one we saw. Really was very cool. It was slightly scary actually when it got really loud. It does go off very regularly, so I guess there's nothing to be worried about. Just stop to admire these butterflies. There's so many of them just here in this spot. We're nearly back at the start now, but just turning around, you see a cloud from the latest eruption just poking out behind the volcano there. We're just getting the bus back to Xela now. It's not very far. That was a lovely hike, and seeing that volcano was just absolutely amazing. It was, well, I've never seen an active volcano like that before in my life. Really very cool. I'm trying my hand at weaving today. There's a local women's cooperative nearby. This is one of the traditional crafts that they do around here. Just don't look too closely because there's lots of mistakes in it. In all honesty, it's a little bit boring as well, so I don't even know if I'm going to finish this piece. Still, at least I've given it a go. So we've literally just got off the bus in Salcaca, which is a small town near Xela. We knew there was a festival going on this afternoon, but we weren't really expecting this. Ouch. The day is El Dia del Diablo, or Day of the Devil. I'm here with a few people from the Spanish school. It's the time of year when people clean out their houses. Part of that is getting rid of the devils in their house, and so this festival is kind of growing out of that. Don't quite know why they've all got whips. I guess the idea is just that they're making mischief. The devils will just randomly pick on somebody in the crowd, chase them and try and whip them. Must be quite painful, to be honest. I'm just really hoping they don't pick on me.
Gracias. Ponche de leche.
What's in it?
Rum, milk, cinnamon.
Tasty.
Delicious. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is the second part of the festival, which is the burning of the bull. She just went to the pub for a couple of hours in between times. This is the culmination of it. We just finished the last of our Spanish lessons yesterday, so this is a really fun way to end our time here in Xela. We'll be moving on again in the morning.
Muy bien, estamos solicitando la presencia de don Pedro García, por favor. Sí, la presencia de don Pedro García, por favor, lo están solicitando los directivos acá, donde está la venta de la sociedad. Bueno, saludos especiales a cada una de las personas que nos acompañan hoy, especialmente a quienes nos visitan de Inglaterra y desde Canadá. Bienvenidos a Coluchito.
It's basically just turning into a big street party now. Be a late one tonight.